Fall in your way, so you can crumble. Fall in your ways, so you can sleep at night. Fall in your ways, so you can wake up and rise.
What's going on? It's your girl Lex.
It's your boy Denzel.
And you're locked into
TwinPodcast. So I was listening to this Brent Fire song.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's called Miss Me. Came Right Back, that's what it is.
Okay.
Came Right Back. And then at the end of the song, I don't want to get copyright claim, says something like the thought of
like you got no clue. Just imagine being like a nigga that's not me, like makes me want to throw up.
Yeah. Makes me sick.
Yeah, so it makes me sick to my stomach to be like, you broke hoes. What's that? Who says that? What girl says that? Some girl says,
I don't know.
broke people should enjoy things.
Oh, I do know. I don't
Yeah,
know her
is it
name.
Nikki?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Poor people don't deserve nice things.
Something bad
Boy,
like
you're
that.
poor.
People
You
hate
can't
poor
laugh.
people, people hate poor people.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I watched this. I know this is completely off what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I watched this film yesterday. So I told you, me and one of my friends every week, like we watch, so we have like a Netflix party and like watch something. Try and watch like all these mind-bending films, whatever.
Right.
Yesterday we watched The Platform. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a foreign film. You can get in like dubs on Netflix. You know, check it out. Fam, this film had so many different like ideologies running through it. Yeah, but one of them it's basically the plot of the film is you're inside like this facility, and every month it changes what level you're on. So initially they think there's only 150 levels or something.
Okay.
But then it'll change throughout the film. But the concept is the people at the top, or like there's a platform that gets lowered down and there's food on it.
Okay.
So once a day it'll come down and it'll stop on your thing for like, I don't know, 30 seconds.
Like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, or a minute or something. Yeah, and you can eat food, but you can't take anything from that and keep it on your platform, or sorry, on your level. You can only eat it, and then leave whatever it is back on the plate.
Oh.
You can't take anything of it. Otherwise, it'll get very hot or very cold, and like to the point where it'll scorch your skin, or you'll freeze to death. Like that's how it is. So
I don't like this.
Basically, they have to, if everybody rationed how much food there was,
Mm-hmm.
people that when it gets to the lower levels, they'd be able to survive, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Or they'd be able to eat. But it doesn't. Everybody's so gluttonous,
Binging.
and they eat what they can whenever it gets to their floor. Then they even like spit back onto it, and the people that's below them
spit.
Fam, it's crazy. But you'll eat it because that's all that's there.
Yeah, because that's all that's there. But why are people spitting onto it though?
The people on the fam, because it's like you're eating it. You can't keep it if you can't like even continue eating it. Like you have to like you'll try to eat it as much as you can.
Yeah.
But if this is too much for me, I can't eat this right now. I can't swallow this. You're gonna spit back out onto the thing. Even if it's going down, you're gonna spit. And it's like
that's how you have to do it.
That's the way you have to do it. Like you can ration it out.
Yeah, but then just think about how much you're gonna eat and bite off what you can chew so that you can swallow it.
Yeah.
But people are scared.
People will be spiteful to spit it because every month it changes what level you're on. So 1 month you could be on level like 9.
Oh,
the
so
next
if you were
month
on the
you could be
bottom,
on
you're
level
like,
30.
I want that guy who spat at me.
Do you get what I mean? It's like that's
Yeah.
what people are gonna do. But then if you think about it that way, is the people at the top eat the best or get first dibs, and if they rationed down what they could, then
the people at the bottom would be happy.
Yeah,
but, no.
but then I thought that was like an allegory or like a metaphor for the way society is in general, because the people at the top get first dibs or they have all this wealth and stuff, and if they filtered it down. So when I said the poor people, that's what made me think
came
of that.
to mind.
However, we're not talking about that today. We're not talking about capitalist structures and functionalism and Marxism and stuff like that. We're talking about more like the superficial things actually. Yeah. Talking about your body. That body.
Oh.
Body saying. Do you know what? The other day, yeah.
So
like
embarrassing.
a month ago, I filmed, I might put this on TikTok, but I was like, you know when people play that, full as a damn capacity? Yeah. I filmed myself, I was rubbing my scalp in the shower, innit?
Yeah.
Full as a damn capacity.
You lost it. Shout out to you though.
Fam.
Outside, bold and beautiful.
Outside. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, I didn't say this in the last episode.
Didn't address
but this is the first day I think I've gone outside, like past my house or past like my block with just bold. Even when I was leaving my crib, it was so funny. When we were leaving, it was cute though. And when we were leaving our crib, I was talking to us, and I was stepping out. I was like, "Alright, cool, in a bit, pops." And he was like, "Oh, he's like, oh, you're not taking a cat?" And I was like, "Nah." And he was like, I was like, "You my nigga, man. You my nigga, man. You my nigga." So yeah, but yeah, that's what even like made me think about this. And then when we were walking, we walked past it's so weird how we were talking about the tall guy, and then we walked past that really like short woman. Yeah. So basically, Lex was saying how she has a friend and he's like mad tall.
Yeah.
Like 6'7",
he's like
innit?
6'7".
That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy, ain't it? So he's like 6'7", and then it just made me think. And then we started to talk about like experiences. You can
So what I thought about, so obviously the person that I know that's really, really tall, you literally watch him bend as he enters doorways, and like he doesn't fit like anywhere, which is mad. But what strikes me the most is that he's just the nicest guy ever, and that made me think of the fact that like obviously being tall has nothing to do with his character, but when you're larger than everyone, people who aren't your height have a complex. They decide who they think you are, what they think you're like, which is why like if someone's really tall and they're kind, the phrase is gentle giant, but it's like, why would a giant not be gentle just because they're tall, kind of thing. And I had a previous conversation where we were talking about somebody that I know knows, who was just known for being the really, really tall person in their area because they were like 6'10", and they would answer questions before they'd even be asked. So like people would be like, "Excuse me," and they'd be like 6'10". And I feel like having to do that must be bloody exhausting. It must be exhausting to a point where some people be like, "Oh, I wasn't gonna ask that," and he'd be like, "Yeah, the weather's still the same up here," and they'd be like, "Got me,
you got me."
I think that's madness. Do you know what I mean? But then you think about it and you just think it must be so isolating to be physically different, but not like, you know, you're mentally not any different to anyone else. You're the same age as the next person. The guy that I know is really tall. He's literally 26. He's literally my age mate, so to speak. But the man is tall, like literally more than a foot taller than me. But I think, I don't know, when it comes to people's bodies, I feel like other people care a lot more, even sometimes, than the person themselves, which I find a little bit concerning. Like, I guess you notice things because you see them with your eyes, but I do feel like, is there a line to be drawn at how vocal one person should be able to be about a next person's image? Because I can't imagine somebody asking me every day a question about my height everywhere I go. Like, that's madness.
I feel like I think that's nuts. I think personally it's blasphemous. I don't sorry, not blasphemous. I overuse the word. But no, I feel like it's outrageous. Yeah. You shouldn't be able to do that, like, at all. What gives you the right to do that?
Invade somebody's personal space to ask them how tall they are every time.
Fam, like, where do you get the gall to do that? That's like if somebody had a mark that. Well, it's not. But why do I view it that way? I was about to say, if like somebody has a scar or something, you'll constantly ask
people
them.
Do ask them.
Are you
do people not
okay?
ask you about yours?
What, this one? People don't really see this one that much, you know. Like, I feel like because it's like quite light, they don't ask it until they proper like look at my face. But when I have my arms out and this one's there, like, it's something that they want to ask about, but they don't, because it's
they think that, ooh,
yeah,
get stabbed.
Yeah, that's what it always is. It was always like, oh yeah, I saw that, but I didn't want to. When I explain what it was, it's like, oh yeah, I saw it, but I didn't want to say anything.
People think that it's traumatic.
But then it's like, why with something like this you're okay with, but then why is like somebody's height you just feel like accustomed to like make jokes about? And I feel like, even so, like, why do we look at people like that are taller and expect them to be like? I feel like, I don't feel like people expect tall people to be dickheads, but it's like when they're not, It's like, oh.
Oh, wow. He was so nice.
He's so nice. He's so tall. He's so nice. Doesn't throw his weight around. Why do you always feel like people are going to manipulate or exert their force because they have it? Like, why?
But I think people think that on any opposite end of the spectrum. I feel like in order to be accepted by everyone wants you to just be average. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm talking like, I think in every sense of the word. I don't even think it's just down to they want you to be average in terms of your body image. Are you trying to not get that crunch, huh? I don't think they just want you to be average in terms of your body. Nah, I know how the bikes of that work. But I think people just want you to be so average. You need to be the average height, so nobody can say you're too short or too tall. Nobody can say you have short man syndrome if you're really small. You don't even have to think you don't have to put on a character or act like you're hard because you're short and you're overcompensating. Same way, like, everyone just wants you to be average. They want you to be peng but not too peng. Do you know what I'm saying? They want you to have shape but not too much, like not the kind of body where you'll intimidate them or anyone's gonna look at you any differently to them. They want you to be in shape, but they don't want you to be too hench because now you're bigger than me and now I feel like I need to square up to you. Like, I think that's so people want you to be average, but then when you're not average, they're onto you, whether that's because you're too skinny or you're too fat, and now they're onto fat people because fat people are confident about being fat. And that topic in particular stresses me.
I remember you said one quickly before I say that it's just such a flaw in human perception or just people in general. Like, why is that something that's so like? Why do you crave? I guess everybody likes likeness and similarities, but why do you crave somebody to be like bang average? Like, do you get what I mean?
Because
I
think
think
people
innate
want
flaw in just like the way people are constructed in general.
I think people want people to be average so that they feel comparable to them.
Stop dimming other people's light.
Yeah,
dim other people's
so
light
that
just so
yours
you
will
can feel
shine
better
brighter.
about yourself.
I think that's exactly what it is. It's either that people feel they are average, so they want to feel that other people are on their level, or they feel that they are below mediocrity, so they want everybody to be mediocre so that they can feel like they can now compare themselves to someone. Because if you think that like this person is like undeniably pretty, right? You think about people who are undeniably pretty, not that that's even a thing because beauty standards are whatever they are, but somebody like Beyonce, people who don't like her will still say she's a pretty person, right? If you think that Beyonce is beautiful and you think that you're average, you're not going to compare yourself to Beyonce. But if you could meet a girl that people think is nice, but you can find a way to make her sound average, people do that just so that they can be like, my bum's bigger than hers though. And so what?
You can feel good about yourself.
So what?
You can try and feel good about yourself without like making other people feel bad about themselves.
Like this is also possible.
It's weird vibes. It's weird vibes. But yeah, definitely, because you said in terms of like the weight, I'd say you've definitely changed my perspective on the way that I view people that are bigger or larger than me, or just like in terms of like women that are larger and stuff. I've never been one to like. At least I don't think so. Again, I genuinely can't remember. But if I have, then I'm accountable. But I can't remember like particularly being onto somebody like joking or getting on somebody because of like their size or something. But the way that conversations are framed, like with what you were saying about that clubhouse room that you were in that time, and it's like why people view people that are overweight as like for lack of a better term, being disabled or like being unable or like inapt as people, because they would like you put somebody who's overweight in the same category or the same type of questions as so if your husband woke up one day and he was paralyzed, if your husband woke up one day and he was paralyzed, would you still be able to deal with him? Or in fact, let me switch it, because it's usually from the other perspective and like a larger woman is the focus. So like if your girl today, she couldn't walk, are you gonna still deal with her? Like, this is your wife of a year, you've only had a year with her, are you gonna and then you put that in the same category, even though everybody who's regardless of your body shouldn't be like put into this box. But I feel like paralysis is on a different spectrum of being overweight in terms
definitely,
of like, if they're able to function. So if you then put them on that same category or box, I think that's a bit mad to me. Yeah,
I think as I've grown up, I've unlearned so much when it comes to even just caring about somebody else's not feelings per se, but somebody else's weight. Like, honestly, there are bigger fish to fry than this girl is fat. Personally, I feel like, first of all, what's my own? Secondly, so the reason why I had that conversation with you about the clubhouse room was because I was in a room and I was so scared that day. I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt uncomfortable because the whole topic of conversation was, yeah, but like, would you stay with your girlfriend if she got fat? And I genuinely, at a point, I was like, are we dead ass? Like, at first I thought, nah, surely like this is a prank or
like a passing.
Like, this isn't gonna be the full this can't be the complete conversation. But the complete conversation was legitimately, can you be in a relationship with somebody who is fat? And the way being fat was framed as though the person is now somehow incapable of all the other genuine things you need to be or should be or could be in a relationship. That scared me. I was like, so you guys are really looking at fat women as though they're somehow incapable of being a loving partner, of being kind, of being funny, of being nice, of being attractive, sexy. I was like, raw, like, so what about all the women who are fat and all of those things? And why are we scared? And it was even in that, like, being scared. I've learned this through a lot of like the women that I follow, some amazing fat women, and their conversation is around people being scared to say fat. And it being interchangeable with like some sort of swear word.
Even like when you were saying it now, like I was feeling uncomfortable
because
like,
it's been made to seem like an attack. It's been made to seem like an attack because people use it really negatively. And I think any word that you use and you attach degradation to will be degrading because that's what you've attached to it. And I think that I don't feel uncomfortable saying fat women because I've been in spaces where I've understood how and why I can use the term, and also that it's not an insult. If I'm saying that a woman is fat, I know it is not an insult, but what it has been up until like as you're growing up, when you're in school, people saying all these your mama jokes and talking about somebody's so fat that this and so fat that and oh my god, I'm getting fat, as though getting fat and getting ugly are the same thing. They're not the same thing. And I think that's what we need to unlearn. That's what needs to be something that's separated. Can you be two things at once? Absolutely. But does being fat make you an unattractive person? No. So I think even as a non-fat person, I think it's important not to say stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm getting so fat, I look disgusting. Love the body that you got, bro. Because that body is saving your life every day.
And I feel like in the context, or at least even like, because when you first said it to me, I said while we were having the conversation, I realized I was being so defensive of maintaining the idea of fat being like so negative. Like I was mad, like, and after that, when I was saying it to you, I was like, and I was saying like objective points, and I was like, wait, right, like why is this striking such a chord with me when it has to an extent like nothing to do with me? That of course I'm able to become fat, but it's not. It's
really fat folks' business.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And even from my point of view, and like I say like a loads of people's point of view, it was like, oh yeah, we always attribute it to like health and stuff, or like training and and just like, yo, like loads of people, like I hear this so much. Like I'm actually like very much into fitness, so I guess the way I see my aesthetic perception has been attached to slimmer women.
Yeah,
like just
slim people are healthy people.
Yeah, slim people are healthy people. I like healthy people. I like that's where it is. But so many people that say this are, but I'm not even from like a health perspective. Fam, you man are not healthy people. Like you're eating, you're guzzling things whenever you want to, but is the fat place where you like draw the line. And again, I'm not trying to say like say this in like I'm holier than thou and I accept everybody for who they are. Granted, if you look at my history in terms of like if you could, because only God knows, if you could look at like the women that I've spoken to or like dealt with or whatever, is I could honestly say they're largely like slimmer. Like that's what I am attracted to. But you have to ask yourself, where did I learned that.
Where did that come from?
Where did that come
Why
from?
is that the case?
And
Do
again,
you draw the line, or is that how things have happened? Because that's also a thing. In your life, you can't date everybody.
that's
There are going to
impossible.
be people that you meet that you like, people that you meet that you don't like, etc., etc., etc. Right? You can't date everybody. However, when given the opportunity, was where you drew the line. The fact that the person is fat is that what stops you, and is that the only thing that stops you? Not I don't like their character. Not they're not my type of person. And I think that's where the unlearning comes in. Nobody's perfect in it, and like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've never thought to myself, oh my god, like I care about my body, I don't want to get to a certain weight, what would that mean for me? I don't want people to ask me certain types of questions, because it's something that you think about all the time. I'm not a skinny babe. I am slim on my top half for sure, but at the same time, body image for women as a whole is a whole thing. And then I think to look at it through the lens of a black woman, so much about you is tied to your body and how you're sexualized and how you're seen, and being overgrown as a kid when you're a child and not being able to be a child and that kind of stuff. And I think when you add all these things together and then you think about the fact that fat people are actually just minding their business, they're actually minding their business, you know, and non-fat folk are in fat folks' business for nothing. A fat woman can post a picture and somebody will be like, she needs to stop eating. Leave her alone.
Fam,
she's healthier than you. It's the way people are onto Lizzo.
No, but then it came out that Liz actually has health concerns. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
but this is the thing though. If she has health concerns and she wants to be concerned about her health, and now she wants to do X, Y, Z, or vice versa, and she hasn't done, it's also her life. Because there are skinny people with health concerns. A multitude of them.
Like, that's what I think, like, in terms of, like, maybe it's in terms of unlearning. Like, let's say in terms of, like, fitness or, like, even physical aspects. I said this, I can't remember, I said this the other day, or I said this with Leona, I was chatting to her about it. And I was like, right, like, as much as I like working out and stuff, like, I do enjoy working out. And a lot of the time, working out for me isn't rooted in not being fat. It's in me improving my body in, like, the image I see for it. Not necessarily for other people's bodies, but in the image I see for it. Like, I want my arms to be bigger. I want my chest to be bigger. I want my stomach to be slimmer. Not that I don't want... I know it's going to sound like bullshit, but I'm telling the truth. Like,
no, that's a fact.
It's not like I don't want my stomach to be bigger. I don't. But I'm doing it because I want it.
Your focus is more, you want to see something different as opposed to trying to
stop something.
yourself from being fat.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. But I realised, like, if I'm upset or something, or if I'm upset, I might just bang some press-ups. And I was like, okay, why is that rooted in that? And I have to, like, learn, like, why is that rooted, or even stop it. Because I could be looking at something, I'm just like, I could be it's so weird. I could be watching a snap about something, or somebody that's annoyed me or something, and then I'll get up and it's like, I'll stand up and something, it's like, I want to do, like, press-ups. And I'm just like...
It's because it releases, what's it called? Endorphins.
Oh, yeah, but I feel like that's different, though.
Exercise is generally supposed to make you feel better.
I know, but why is this thing making me upset? And then why am I using the workout to do that? Do you know what I mean? I was just like, and I'm still trying to stop myself now. I'm just like, because I was thinking about it more in perspective or perception. Me making myself look more attractive may not solve this problem.
Oh, I hear what you're trying to say.
Do you get what I mean? Now. So it's like, but why is that my go-to?
Why do people think that achieving a certain body type will make them feel better?
Yeah. Because, like, I was having this conversation with somebody. I won't go too in depth with the conversation because it was a personal conversation. But it was just like, they asked me, because they're on their weight journey and things. They asked, I felt more comfortable. Like, she was like, now that I've lost weight, and I'm in these spaces with people again, because quarantine and stuff is over, and I'm in these spaces with people again, that I'm starting to feel like I'm a little bit more like I'm thinking about it more because people are commenting on it more. And she was like, she asked me, does it go away? Does that feeling go away? And I was like, one, I haven't been like...
You haven't made any drastic change?
Yeah, drastic changes. I've always been just like a fit person in like life, and I've been like quite slim. So I have the metabolism of a 17-year-old. So regardless of what I eat, it doesn't really change much. And I literally burn it off in like 5 minutes. That's just the way my genetics are. But So I haven't had to struggle with in terms of like making drastic changes in my day-to-day life in like terms of what I consume and stuff. But even just from a physical aspect, she was like, yeah, does the insecurities go away? And I'm like, to be honest, no. Like, because before, I guess at least you didn't care as much, and I was like, regardless of what it is, that you care, like that's just the way it is. Like, for you to make a change about something, you care in it. Like, that's just
whatever the reason is, as personal as it may be,
as big or small, something was big enough. You cared enough about something to make a change about it.
Yeah.
So now that you care, it's easier to be attacked on things that you care about. Yeah. Especially in terms of body image. Like, if you now care about your body image to a point where you're trying to make improvements, it's easier to feel a type of way about it because you're invested now.
Definitely.
You're the same way you could be invested in stock or same way you're like investing in your team. Like, if you don't care about sports and you're seeing people talk about sports and when the Super League stuff was happening, you're not going to give a damn.
Yeah.
But if you actually care about your club and the way things are orchestrated and people are talking about it in certain type of ways, now you're going to care.
Yeah,
that's
because
just
it becomes a passion point.
Because it's a passion point. So I say especially, I feel like I care more I'm more conscious of people's critiques or things they say about my body when I'm actually in the gym.
Yeah.
When I'm actually gymming and stuff, I'm more conscious of it. Whereas when I'm not, it's just like I'm chilling right now.
I think so many things can influence body confidence. I definitely would say for the past I'm gonna say like month and a half, I've struggled a lot of my body confidence. Not even to say that I necessarily feel like I don't like how I look or whatever, so to speak. But I think for me, it's the hypervisibility. So obviously I've had my YouTube channel for like a year now. Prior to having my YouTube channel, honestly, I don't want to say I didn't care what I looked like because I'm the type of person where I care about my appearance generally.
Have you met our mother?
Like, do you know? This is how I met your mother. I've always cared about my personal appearance in it. I don't care. I never necessarily cared what other people felt about my appearance, but I personally care about my appearance. So if I'm going to go out, I'm going to cream my hands, not because you'll see me be dry, but because I don't want to be dry. I don't want to look down and see the corners of my hands looking great. I don't like that for me, right? But I think since being hyper visible, I've found that when I'm, in that bag where I care about something or I want to change something, what's frustrating me is knowing that I can't change quietly. Mm-hmm. And I think looking at quarantine and thinking, some people are going to do bits and come out of quarantine having not been seen and, have their transformation, or you see the end result, irrespective of however it made them feel, irrespective of whatever their mental state was at the time. You're going to see the end result when you see them. Mm-hmm. But I felt like, and I have been feeling like, you don't get to not see me.
Even though you've made the choice.
I've made the choice of going on the internet. Yeah. So before anybody says, nobody made you make a YouTube channel, I chose to make a YouTube channel. Do you know what I'm saying? However, I didn't choose the unsolicited comments that come with having a YouTube channel. You choose to come on my page and tell me, oh, that looks nice, but maybe not for you. Or, I didn't realize you were this size. Or, maybe you should fix your body before you come and dance on the internet. Like, I didn't choose that. Do you get what I'm saying? And as much as I would say that stuff doesn't make me think, I need to lose weight now. But it reminds me that if I am working on myself in any way, I'm not doing it silently. Mm-hmm. I don't have the privilege of doing it silently unless I want to stop posting, which affects my bag. So there's also that. Jeez. So it's like I can stop doing something I enjoy doing that is also like a second job for me, but me stopping that stops me from doing something I like because you don't want to shut up. And I think I apply even those little things to then how people converse about fat people or black people or any form of a marginalized groups, because believe it or not, even though it doesn't seem like it, if you are ostracizing a group of people for something that they're doing or something that they're living with, you're marginalizing them. Mm-hmm. It seems like it's fickle to say that fat people are a marginalized group, but there are whole pages about body confidence and body positivity and showing beautiful fat bodies because of the way that society has made fat people feel.
Smoke without fire.
Honestly, people think, oh, like, why am I seeing so much of this? Because fat
issue.
people need representation. It's clearly an issue.
Mm-hmm.
They need to feel comfortable. Do you think that people just love Lizzo just because of her music? No, some people don't listen to her music, but what she represents for them is seeing themselves on the main stage, which they were never able to see before.
Because even in terms of like people being obese and things like that is a legitimate health concern. But at the same time, do you want those people to not feel confident until they lose weight? Is that
what people want?
Is that where it is?
They want them to hate themselves until they lose weight.
Like, why is that though? Like, you could want somebody to lose weight, but why does their character as a person?
Why shouldn't they love themselves
while they're at their act? Because that's one thing I like about Ari Lennox so much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in her weight journey. I can't lie, I was one of the people who was just like, oh, Ari, I miss that body. Like I was one of those people. But at the same time, what I learned from like watching her journey and that is like, fam, like, she says she loves herself with the thighs and that. She loves herself without it. And it's like, she's one thing about at least Ari Lennox is, or at least what I saw about conversations, was that she's been the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's liked herself when she had when she was only rocking natural hair,
mm-hmm.
when she was larger, to now when she is wearing wigs and she's slimmer. Like, she's been given I like me this whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like, why did you guys want her to not be confident when she was in that position?
But I think so. That's
proper bad vibes. Maybe I can't remember if I said this publicly or not. If I've been in that mind state before, I definitely have been in that mind state before. Like, I've looked at people that are larger than me and been like, right, like, or people that are larger and like, oh, like, this nigga's doing this nigga's doing that, like, right, like, you're moving brazy.
It's weird because people think. And it's not even so much that every person that is surprised at the confidence of somebody who doesn't look like what they expect people to look like, the average person, whatever that means, looks like, right? It's weird because that thought of, she's bare confident, well, he's out there, he'll wear whatever he wants. I wish I could do that, or I wish I had the confidence to wear shorts that short with legs that big. Those kinds of things that people say to people are the things that you got to think about why you think is so mad. Do you get what I'm saying? Or why somebody else has to do it before you feel okay to do it. And it's the fact that it's not been looked at as okay. And that's why people think, I can't wear shorts that short. And I'm guilty of that frequently. I'm guilty of thinking I shouldn't myself wear shorts that short because I have hella cellulite. Or because it's going to be looked at as, this is inappropriate, or a babe who is my height and my age can wear it because her legs are smaller than mine. And I feel like that kind of, I don't know where that comes from, but we need to kill that. Because it stops you from doing things that you want to do, wearing outfits you want to wear. And I understand there's dressing for your shape, whatever, but then why is that a thing? What is dressing for your shape? What is your shape? If it comes in your size, should you be allowed to wear it? Like, I don't know how to put this. There are things that are flattering and not flattering, patterns, that kind of thing. Like, I'm not going to wear a bin bag because it fits me. But aside from like dressing in a way that will flatter you, why do I feel like I can't wear that looking the way I look, but a slimmer babe than me can?
Fam, I feel like I'm about to ask you a question, but before I say that, I say same time, like, with me saying all of this, like, I'd say like, keep in mind everything is funny until it's happening to you, innit? But at the same time, I'm not one of those people that say, oh yeah, don't let jokes about anything run because there's humor in everything, to be honest. Like, there is humor. Like, I might see a fat joke and laugh. Like, I get bold jokes all the time, like literally, and it's like, yeah, maybe I would have been laughing extra hard at this if I wasn't, but it's like,
it's still funny.
But it's still funny. But at the same time, you have to keep in mind, like, just be mindful of things when you of stuff when you say stuff.
Yeah.
Like, even with, sorry, let me just check this out. Yeah, even with like what was I gonna say? With internet, I think I've said this before, but with short bold men, like, or even if you're short,
they
guy,
are the bottom.
They
barrel,
move like they're literally leprechauns. Like, or even if they're leprechauns, like, they move like sorry, no, not leprechauns. If you're, I mean the imagery of a leprechaun. Like that's the joke that gets around on bald short men all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, fam, like,
they'll be like, oh, but you might be bald, but at least you're not short.
double homicide. That's what. That's what it is.
That's
like,
what it's seen as. Still.
Like when you're bald and short. So it's just like raw. Like these man are like a marginalized group. Remember the other day I said when I saw a bald guy on a thing on like a billboard.
Yeah, and you were like,
I was like, bro, good on you.
He's doing it, and I said, do you feel represented when you see bald
and
models?
for strange reason now, maybe because I'm bald, but I do. So it's like maybe yeah, now I do. Like if I see something, I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. Because I'm not gonna lie, it is a big confidence knock. Like, or at least when you actually liked your hair to the extent I did. I had videos running through the street and that after a trim. So yeah, even that today's the first day I've like proper walked out, like just whatever. But yeah, no, the internet is a hell ground, is a hellish place. Yeah. For short, bald men.
Yeah, and
or even short men in general. Yeah. Like them man.
I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been that nice to you.
Yeah,
guys
I'm
in my lifetime.
I'm not that nice to short guys all the time.
But it's important to recognize that they can't change the fact that they're the height that they are.
Like you're just like if when you proper deep it, like you actually like that's just the way you are.
Yeah, it's actually deep.
Fam, it's mad, you know, because I feel like with the tall thing, people can like with what we were saying.
People marvel at it,
even
people
though it's
marvel
mad
that people are tall.
People
and
might
people
have
try
like
to
a
fight
complex
them,
or have,
yeah.
but then
people
it's
mostly marvel at it. A power comes with being tall.
A power. Then when people are like, "Oh, you don't use your power," that's impressive. Yeah. But now it's like I feel like when you're short, at least the perceptive, maybe I have, or at least other people have, is, oh right, oh you have power.
Yeah, or like when people who are short happen to be feisty, it is always, and I'll definitely have been guilty of this, it's looked at as, yeah, but you're overcompensating. But what if they're just rockers? Like, what if they're just rockers? Some people are madmen, you know, like, and what if you're just rockers? You've been rockers before everyone got their growth spurts. You were always like that.
Like, when you were like, for lack of a better term, when you were at the same height as everybody, you were just that type of
person. Do you know what I mean? But I think when you do have the people who do overcompensate, etc., is what makes people think, oh yeah, like that's what everybody's like. But I think it's dangerous in any way to think any one group of people are all the same. Yeah. Like as much as people do it and I do it, everybody does it. It's really dangerous to think, right, like all these people, they're all like this. And it's because they share this one attribute, being short or being fat or being tall. It's mad. It's actually so mad when you really think about it.
But yeah, just try and do a bit to like learn, like this is if we can give out homework or whatever, like this week, try and find out some information about a group of people that you laugh about, or like a marginalized group, because then I can't stop you from laughing at people. I'm not going to stop laughing at some stuff, like if I'm being real, because I'm not a perfect human being. But yeah, try and like learn something about a group of people that you weren't familiar with, their struggles, even if it's in terms of like what we were talking about in terms of weight and height, like
because it might just change the way you speak. As I said, it's changed things for me. It's not an overnight thing. It's definitely been the last couple of years, and I think I'm definitely different in my adulthood to who I was in my childhood. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
As you should be.
I feel like I was like very like, in terms of like weight especially, I was so like my mind was so morphed on like the way I wanted the woman form to look like. And it's just like, as I've gotten older, I'm so like, even though it's not for me to be accepting, but I'm very much like accepting of like what people look like.
You are.
Like the type of shapes I used to be like, no, I'm not, that's not for me. Now I'm just like, if I could growl, I would, but but now I'm just like, so
muy bien.
Yeah, muy bien. Yeah.
There's a maturity in, I think, being able to disconnect from, and like obviously with accountability, but being able to be accountable for, this is what I thought. Maybe you've unpacked why, how, who first said it to you, where you first saw it, what you first heard, and then being like, but yeah, that's not good. I don't think that's good anymore. I don't think that makes sense anymore, and I'm not cool with that. Or I've seen it from the perspective of the people who are actually dealing with it, and I think that's trash. And I feel like that's definitely where I'm at when it comes to fat phobia, particularly. It's nothing to be afraid of. Honestly, people are running from being fat as though it's going to stop them from being the person that they've been internally this entire time. And I'm not telling anybody they need to look any type of way, whether it's larger or smaller, but it's important not to treat people who are fat as though they have some form of, as though they're lepers, which was wrong in the first place. Oh my God, the way they used to treat lepers. Have you heard some of the things?
No.
So I study public health, for those of you who don't know, and I was doing some research on the treatment of people with deadly diseases in public, and why wearing masks became what it was, and should you isolate? So basically, should quarantine and isolation be used to treat deadly disease, and is it like a legitimate form of separating the ill from the non-ill? But it went into like quite a lot. I read some books and it went into quite a lot of detail about where we draw the line at quarantine and what it really means to isolate people, and the difference between quarantine and isolation. And essentially, I read about this lady called Mary. I think her name was Mary Mullen, but she was nicknamed Typhoid Mary.
Fucking hell.
Because she was a cook, and she used to cook, and essentially she was like, I guess, the first identified asymptomatic carrier of typhoid. So she was essentially like a super spreader. She was cooking for all these people, giving them all typhoid, and they couldn't figure out where it came from until they used deduction and figured out that it was Mary. So they made her quarantine. Typhoid, it's a typhoid fever. It's a disease. It used to, back in the day, like kill people. You have to get typhoid injections when you go to certain countries in Africa and stuff like that. So it's one of those diseases. But back then it was deadly. So they made her quarantine for a bit. Cool, she quarantined. She came back out, and her love for cooking told her, nah, you need to go back to cooking. She wasn't supposed to be cooking anymore. She went back to cooking, and she spread more typhoid. She was still asymptomatic. So typically, the time she was away it should have gone away. But she still had typhoid. Started cooking again. Bare people died. They were like, yeah, they exiled her. This woman was in quarantine for 26 years. 26 years. I'm not being funny. There had to be a point where she no longer had typhoid, but they ostracized her completely. She died in quarantine.
Damn.
And I just feel like, I say this to say, going that far to separate people based on this person has this and that person has that and da is scary. Can you imagine doing a life sentence because you had a disease? Where did she get it from? Nobody cared about that. Do you get what I'm saying? I understand she needed to be kept away from people because she was actually relentless. I can't lie. She was relentless.
She kept doing things that would spread it.
She was relentless when she had first quarantine, and because at first she didn't know, but also I think there wasn't enough done to explain to her exactly what she was doing and why it was so wrong. They were just like, oh no, you've got this thing, you need to go away. But if she understood, I guess, the nature of the disease, then she would have been like, oh,
all you gotta do is
say that one time and take it there.
Yeah.
Like she probably would have stopped cooking if she deeped that. That's how bad it was. But it's mad how fearful people are of things that they don't understand, to the point where it's like, you can get locked away. Even
with what they were doing with Magic Johnson with HIV. Like, when they were just like, fam, like, we don't know if, like, again, but people are knowledgeable about these things. But that's what I mean. Like, when you don't know and when something's new, I hear that in it. Like, it's fucked what they did to her. But I hear it because the knowledge wasn't there. I feel like now we're in positions.
The doctors knew what it was, though.
But in, like, people, though, like, people aren't aware of these types of, even like with, like, that's what I was saying with HIV, like, people didn't know necessarily how it got spreaded in large masses. Do you know what I mean? Like, the large mass of people didn't know how it gets spread. So it's just like, fam, like, people didn't want to play basketball with him because it's like, like, they didn't know if it, like, because again, it's like, it's same way with COVID. Literally, people didn't know what it was, how it's being spread. There was rumors if it's airborne, if it can only be transferred by a touch. So it's like, people always panic until they know more about it. I feel like at least the things that we do know about, like in terms of like weight and height and those type of stuff, like, you can act accordingly.
Cool down, yeah.
Because you
Act
know
accordingly.
do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Topics.
you go first this time because you said you have.
I'll start. I do have loads of top picks. So my first top pick is a Ghana tune, keeping it heritage, and it is Kwesi Arthur with Live from 233. If you don't know what 233 is, plus 233 is the country code for Ghana. So that tune, I like it. He's giving us rap vibes. What he said to my girl, what did she say? Oh, I can't remember what he says now. Something like, boys be capping, and I just thought it was sick. He said something about a couple of months ago, you said you were gonna see me there, but nothing happened. I just really love a Guardian. But anyway, my second top pick, I'm going for, and I really like this collab, I can't lie, and I like when this crossover happens and it actually bangs. This is Shay, Broke Boys featuring DreamDoll. Banging tune. Shaybo's a bad B, by the way. Let me just tell you something. Bad B. But I think that collab was really, really good. And they both flowed on the beat really nicely. So I appreciate that. Good link up. Love a female rapper. And that is my second top pick. My third and final top pick, I actually was like juggling between two. I couldn't decide which one I wanted it to be, but I'm gonna go for it, and it is Tion, Wayne and Russ with Body. English girl named Fiona, African girl Adiola, body yoddy shaped like cola. It can't get out of my head. I can't get it out of my head. And I listened to the remix today, and yeah, the remix goes hard. There's bare people on there.
You like the remix?
I enjoyed it.
Nah, man,
I enjoyed it. Brother. Listen, I enjoyed it.
That remix is hot garbage.
It's long, but I liked it.
I never want to hear Darko and Dro again. Like, realistically. Like, I rate Darko's thing, but
it wasn't Darko. I wasn't enjoying that part. But the point is,
they could have taken off there, man. I like Bugsy on there. Yeah,
there were some good flows on there.
Some of them was just like, oh.
But I'm gonna give you guys a bonus top pick. I think you guys should go and listen to AJ Tracy's Fire in the Booth Part 3 with Charlie Soft. That's all I'm gonna say, because that was hard.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
My first top pick. Yeah. First, wait, no. Chime with me for show. You gon' need free promoters.
I don't know this song.
You don't know Ski?
No.
Young fucking Gunna?
No.
I'm feeling little.
I don't listen
she
to
for the street neats. You ain't heard that.
I don't listen to either
when
of them.
Jesus was.
You know I like me some Gunna, but I like his personality.
Nah,
I don't
fam.
actually listen to his
Gunna on it, fam. Shawty got a backward on her nightstand. She must be fucking with Gunna. Yeah. Oh no, that's my tune. That tune is so hard.
I'll
Ski
listen to it because it's on the
by
playlist.
Young Stoner Life, but Young Thug and Gunna is my first top pick. My second top pick is If These Walls Could Talk, They Tell Me to Swim Good. No boat, I float better than he would. No light jacket, I'm not a god of Nazareth, but your flood can be misunderstood. Kendrick Lamar with These Walls.
With These Walls.
What a tune! What an absolute tune! I was just, fam. You know when you find a tune, it's just like, why have I not been listening to this album?
Yeah.
Again. So that is my second top pick, and my top pick. Oh, I literally just found it and it went away. Why did I do that? Why I do that? This artist called coah. I didn't realize I followed her on Twitter. I didn't follow her because of her music. I just followed her because of her personality. I think she followed me. I can't remember, but I think it was even from No Signal or something like that. Like one of them type of things. But then I've seen No Signal. Somebody she's replied to No Signal saying, "Oh, my first radio
I saw
play."
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, cool. Let me check this out." I was like, "Oh, I follow her." I was like, "Okay, cool. Let me check this out." Now I went on the the internet. And I went on to my Spotify, typed in her name, put in the song. I was like, this tune is
What's it
vibes. It's called Transition.
Okay.
It's coah transition. Oh, damn it, my thing's acting up. Coah transition, COAH, and then transition. For you people that can't spell transition, God was fire burn.
Fire burn that rascal.
Fire burn that rascal. But nah, that tune, Go run it up the numbers, man. Tune's cold. I proper like it. I can't turn it off, fam.
I'm gonna have a listen. I saw the tweet, so I'm gonna have a listen.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. But yeah, that's 3, innit?
That's 3.
That's 3, and that's 2 episodes down. Them dead. Them dead. Them dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Can't catch, man.
Can't catch, man. It's as always. It's such a pleasure to
to make your acquaintance.
Yeah, to make your acquaintance, to do this, to have this little gander. You know.
It is.
We like you guys.
We like you guys. We hope you like us too. If you do, give us a like.
I mean, I hope. Damn it. I hope so. Wait.
So.
What's the thing? Yeah, man, you little nigga. Remember when you getting bigger?
Period.
Yeah, but love. It's been your boy Denz.
It's been your girl Lex.
And you've been locked into
Twin Podcast.
I can't turn it off. Fam, that tune is so good.